Hello, humans of the universe. Firstly, I am sorry for the weird lighting thing. It's gonna be harsh lighting, I guess, throughout the whole video, but at least I'm getting some sun, which is hard to in this foggy winter land where I live. So, yeah, but today we're gonna talk about zines. Yeah, I made a zine recently. I've just been working on these little design thingies, graphic design projects for my portfolio. So, zine is what I decided to make. I was initially thinking what kind of zine to make, and then I ended up with infozine. Infozine are, firstly, for anybody who doesn't know what a zine is, maybe I should tell that first. So, a zine is basically a mini magazine in a way, but it does not have ads and things like that. It can be in any form. It can be just personal, it can be about any random topic or anything, or informational anything. But yeah, you just are supposed to have fun with your zine. Yeah, so that's what I decided to do, infozine. And I like having fun. I don't like academic cold professionalism. I don't like professionalism at all. So I had to do a zine, obviously. Like it just matches with my personality, which is like fun and out there. And I'm not out there necessarily because I'm an introvert, kinda. Introvert and extrovert are weird terminologies, but I'm saying introvert for the stereotypical introvert image that you have of someone if you are perceiving me in public, at least there. So yeah, but anyways, regarding the infozine that I made, it was like, so firstly, I am a philosophy major, for people who may not know, doing masters in philosophy. And it's like I'm gonna record a video all on that someday. But yeah, basically what we sort of read are these academic papers and things like that, which is boring. I do not do that. I rely on professors' lectures and video lectures and things like that. So basically, I do not like reading heavy academic texts. So it's kind of stupid that I took a master's in philosophy. But anyways, that's another thing. But my main point is that I just don't like these academics which do not have any fun element in it. Like, wouldn't you benefit from using illustrations or fun elements in your academics? I get it, it sort of kills the professionalism, but it's like, why are you writing these things, right? Like, you are supposed to write it so people can understand it. And if people are losing their interest while reading it, maybe, like, shouldn't you rely a bit on illustrations, like putting fun illustrations on the side? That's sort of what I wish was there, and it would obviously help clarify the concept even further. But I guess it would, I don't know what is the perspective of professional philosophers or like people who write research papers. It's like, I get it, you have that particular voice which you want to portray and things like that, but it's like, for me, it's like academics seems like a very closed off circle. Like, hey, we're intellectuals, only we understand this black and white Times New Roman format shit. So it's like, we are high level intellectuals, see, we understand this like boring language. So it's like, when that boring language you can technically make it fun, why are you choosing not to? I don't know, like, is this a controversial take? I don't know. I would love to hear the other side, but basically this is sort of what I wanted to do. But like I obviously have limitations. Like I also do not know theory as much. I mean, I do know, but I don't know like exact arguments and all. So I didn't want to put like arguments or very like huge, heavy, dense theory into the zine, because then it's not a zine anymore, it's a research paper in a way. Though again, as I said, I would wish that research papers had this fun element, at least some fun fonts or something fun, I don't know, something that's just not boring and hard to read. Yeah, I mean, if any professor is watching this, or if anybody who writes research papers would love to have some fun elements in it, contact me. I mean, like, I wish that this was a line. I would love to take this line for graphic designing, but it does not necessarily exist. I would love for it to exist, or I don't know if it does exist, but maybe not on a broader scale. But yeah, I don't know, if I just have some crazy ideas, I guess. Yeah, so moving on from that. So yeah, I mean, that was sort of my goal. So that's why I made a zine about Chomsky's universal grammar, which I am pretty glad for my professor who taught me this like heavy topic in like very easier way. So several examples which I mentioned in my zine are also examples he mentioned in the class lectures, so that helped me a lot. And then I also tried to make sure that in that zine it was philosophically accurate, like I wasn't using wrong words, because I feel like linguistics play a major role in a way, because philosophically you analyze everything, like every single sentence, and what does that word imply. So I had to make sure that is correct and get feedback from some of my peers on this thing. So yeah, but yeah, like now I think that it is philosophically accurate as well, and as well as it just has fun elements. So yeah, that, like, my main point was to make this theory accessible to people, as in like I even made my younger sister read it, and she's just in grade 11th and she's studying commerce, which is like business studies, those kind of things, and she understood this. So like that just proves how good I am. But yeah, like it just proves that we can make academics accessible to people. Maybe we just are choosing not to. I'm saying, like, obviously if she wants to be a philosopher, or if someone wants to be a philosopher, they will have to do the reading of those texts themselves. But I'm saying, why shouldn't we make it a bit more accessible if we can? Because I feel like we can. Like if we use illustrations, and if we use a bit, I'm not saying like stop using jargons and all, because obviously I couldn't use that in my zine if I wanted it to be accessible. Like you can use jargons and all even for like philosophers, with jargons for even texts that are meant to be read by philosophers or your particular field people. What's the harm in not including illustrations or fun texts if it could make learning it easier? Because I don't know how exactly do people are able to read these boring texts. Like I personally cannot, and it's not just an attention span thingy. I mean, it could be, I don't know, but I'm saying if we can introduce that, what's the issue with not? Like the only thing that I can think of which can harm this is, well, professionalism. I do not care about professionalism. Like what's the point of professionalism? Like why exactly do we need it? I don't see any point of we needing professionalism when it comes to these papers or anything. Like what's the use of it there, to use like a very professional language? But then I'm saying this is a controversial take, because maybe then it would mean that, okay, yeah, the way we write in newspaper articles and all, in newspapers I feel like there is technically like some interesting stuff, because like they do use illustrations, or if not that, they do use images and all that to convey what they mean. And I'm saying, what's the point of us not using that in research papers and all? I mean, I get that. Like, one drawback of it which I can think of is that it can, like, it's expensive, and you would also have to hire an illustrator who understands your vision and then draws accordingly how you want it to be, which like is a good concern. But I'm saying, like, I don't know, I'm just like, why are we not opening places for graphic designers and illustrators to enter into academic fields? Is just, I don't know. I mean, all I've seen them do is like on magazines and things like that. But again, that also is like less accessible and less known than, or at least less credible than like these academic papers. Like, nobody in their syllabus, nobody in their masters is going to study from magazines or these kind of things. All that they're going to do is that they're going to study it from research papers and things like that. So yeah, I'm just saying that we can still consider. I hope that this also sort of becomes mainstream, and I would love to know what are the drawbacks, because also I've not thought that deep into it. So I would love to hear some opinions from people about this, because I honestly don't see any issue particularly with this, like issue with making it more accessible and just including fun illustrations in research papers, other than that it could be expensive and like hiring and all those things. But yeah, I feel like if we can do that, what's the issue with us not doing that? Yeah, maybe it's just me begging for a job. I'm just kidding. But yeah, like, I would personally read more of these academic things if they had more fun elements like this, like zine that I've made. So yeah. Also, I will love to hear people's opinion on this, and just on my zine, which I'll link down below. I didn't necessarily make a proper website. I'm not that good with all that designing, so I just use Canva site thing, and I've just put my zine over there. So yeah, check it out and let me know what do you think. I've just tried my best to make it accessible and understandable with heavy words, jargons, and even like with fun elements and humorous characters and all. So yeah, that's all. Bye.